Running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay here for the night. I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all of our germs. I am here to bring you United Rogue Marvel Rivals with some special people here in the booth with me, myself, and I. I've got Saucepan here on broadcast. Tex Tiervex, talk to me as my co-caster, my dear friend. What do we got going on? What is in store for this very special match tonight?
Oh, we got a banger today, bro. We got, I don't know if it's a Houston thing. I don't know if it's a Jur thing, who knows, but every time there's a Houston match, it's always hype. Every time there's a Jur match, it's pretty hype, man. It's gonna be a banger today. We got some of the killers out on board right now. We got Kawong here and ready in case they need to swap him in. You got the Crazy Cat ready, locked, and ready to go from the rip-off Houston. We got Jersey, no Dubert. We love our guy, but he has to work. Someone's got to make the money. Come on, someone's got to make the money for us around here. That's our money bags right there. But they got Steiner in, longtime veteran, the GOAT. He was on Portland last season, got a chip. He's one of the best tank and support players I know. A little glazed because he's my friend and old teammate, but they both rosters look insane. And we are in for a banger of a series. I'm telling you, banger.
You want to tell me something?
Yeah.
Do they shut down Prio finally? Does he get sent back to the kitchen, back to the Shadow Realm, back to the Abyss, back to the Phantom Zone? Where do they send Prio this match?
It's so scary because every time me and you cast, right, we always say you gotta mark that guy, you gotta kill that guy, and no team ever does it. They'll one-man mark him, maybe send a couple of resources here and there at him, but they never really commit. And I think if there's one team that can really do it, I can only think of two teams, actually. And it's like LVT with someone like a Party Chat on that Psylocke or Star-Lord. And then Houston with a very heavy emphasis on tank pressure, heavy emphasis on just rolling down a hill of momentum. I think we could see Prio get double marked here. I do think we could see that. But, Runos, I don't think it's going to stop him. That guy is, that guy's quite the demon. I think he'll get out of it.
What do you think we're going to see here? I just want to know. When you say tank, you say they got the tank locked down. What are we going to see on that tank? What is coming out on this tank tonight?
I mean, Houston, now that Portland's out, Houston is the best brawl team in the league. Just simply put, they have the best brawl tanks. You have Kawong, you got House, you got Playmaker, Baker, the GOAT, our Messiah. We love that guy. So you're going to see a lot of brawl stuff coming out of Houston. And we're thinking of like a Hulk, probably a tank pool, which, the tank pool's banned already. So that's a good ban. But, Jersey's so good at adapting. They don't really have a set in stone image. But they're really poke heavy, you know. And then when they go brawl, they're really good at the Elsa. Prio's been practicing a lot of the Star Lord, so we could also see something like that. But you know, Jur's just an adapting team. They're just going to adapt to what the brawl thing that Houston will throw out, or even the triple tank, because they love going triple tank. But Jersey does love to go shred. They do love that Moon Knight. They love that Elsa. So yeah, we're in for a treat. You know, it's gonna be who can adapt to who first.
So the adaptability game, you think, is going to be the way to go?
Completely. I mean, whoever adapts to who first, whoever makes the adjustments first, wins. Right? This is the first and second team right now. And they're not just good in first and second because they're good at the game. They're good because they know how to use resources. They know how to man mark people. They know how to adapt to the team comps that they're playing against rather quickly. So this game is going to simply come down to who uses their cooldowns the best and who adapts to the enemy team's composition quicker.
Well, you know what? I will just say it. We'll say it right at the beginning of the stream. We won't say it again unless they win. They don't deserve it unless they win.
Of course.
Obligatory Germ mentioned.
Oh yeah, Germ mentioned. We have to do it at least once, right? At least once.
I mean, there you go. We did it, and it won't happen again unless they win. Keep that in mind.
I'll tell you what, Arunos. I'm on the edge of my seat already, and we haven't even started. These pick ban phase is looking pretty nice. All right, so we have that going for us. But the team comps is where it really falls. I mean, this is pretty normal ban stuff here. Excuse me. Out of both sides, this is kind of high elo / meta bans coming out of both teams here. We got that Groot out of the way. We got the Gambit save, which is something. You know, they're like, hey, we're gonna match you guys in the Gambit. We want to see what team's better at it. They banned the Loki because they know that Goldfish has been practicing a crap ton on it, as well as Kava, and they're like, we're gonna make your job harder with those get out of jail free cards of that Lamps. But I don't think Jur cares about that. I mean, they practice on so many things that it's really a whatever burger. I mean, we got the instant Elsa come out from Prio, which Arunos, we saw last week. We saw exactly how he could play that character, so he's going to make them answer him, make them play into his game, and then we have the Houston with a pseudo dive brawl comp on their side. So we got brawl versus brawl with two main tanks from Jersey and two brawly dive composition tanks on the side of Houston. So it's going to be who can really get that pressure forward first, who can get that aggression, and who can do that high amounts of damage. Jersey on paper has more damage and more tank health, but you know, those one wrong play can really just turn the tide immediately.
Very, very well. I you know what? I've got to go ahead and agree. There's no way to go about it. But away we go. And who do you think? Who's going to be our first to fall? First blood.
Well, we got a TP kidnap coming in here, coming out of Zamps, and I believe Houston knows, and they're preparing, getting ready for it. But it does not work on the side of Jersey. Houston was ready for it, and they immediately flipped that portal, and they said, we're going to make you guys fight in open space on point against us.
That honestly just backfired for Jersey.
Oh yeah, it gives all of that height and all that damage availability, for Houston. But you have to remember, on the side of Houston, they do not have a shield tank, but it does not matter. Tuddy picks up Sweet Seraphim early, and they're just completely shredding the front line of Jersey. But Cena gets to pick up on Crazy Cat, so now they are even. Faker taking down Zamps. Houston looking at the advantage here. They have the number game. They just got point now. It's going to be a reset angle from Jersey. They're going to have to try to get a blade back to their spawn, Arunas, because remember, they did TP on their side of the map, and we got to see if they can even get out here if Houston collapses on them.
I mean, this is going to be an absolute banger of a series. You can already tell. But it's so interesting that Jersey opts to back out here and quickly goes for the re-engage.
Yeah, they didn't lose a lot of time, and Houston took quite a while to get the point, actually. So they're only at a nice 20%, and they're trying to farm that Moon Knight ulti as quickly as possible. Frio going in and almost killing Crazy Cat really quickly on that Elsa. Cena getting a ginormous onk onto the backline with that Hand of Conchu, picking up Remy, so they are down that Gambit ulti. But they do have the ulti advantage on the side of Houston here. Oh, and we W ulti out of Jersey. We dropped that Gambit ult as well as that Eternal Bond out of that Cloak and Dagger on the Goldfish. And now it's just tanks jumping around on point here. And decided Houston to try to buy as much time and get as much pressure and points on board for them. Not a 50%, they get it to 49, but so map split is coming in about 2 seconds here. Jersey has to be ready for that. Half of them are and half of them aren't. So let's see if Houston can capitalize on that. It's going to be a lot harder to retake this arena than it will be for Houston than it is for Jersey, because remember, they do not have shield tanks.
I mean, it's very interesting here, but that was a very spread fight there on the side of Houston.
Ooh, gorgeous! Gorgeous ultis coming out of Houston to really push in with that Gambit ulti as well as that Apex Predator. But Sweet Seraphim gets a gorgeous ulti off in return, but here comes Playmaker Baker on the backline with House. Getting a double ulti out. We get that Symbiote Devour coming out, taking out 2. Playmaker Baker stunning 2, but he falls for it, and it looks like that's going to be a Houston retake, Runos.
I mean, they're just looking so dominant right now. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are very strong here. The only issue is that the reason that fight was so hard lost was must be a miscommunication side on the side of Jersey here, because they dropped both support ults on that first initial engagement. So now their ulti economy is completely fried, but they have that Apex Predator as well as that Hand of Khonshu for Jersey here, and they're just looking for an opportunity to really get it growing. Got the Hand of Khonshu and the Hand of Clotrox, the Clotrox Apex Predator, and they get no picks for it. Besides, actually, Crazy Cat going too deep and getting picked up by Zamps there. And as well as the Eternal Bond out of Tyso pushing right into Jersey's backline to guarantee they cannot step on that point. They're going to need a portal here very early on for one big fight.
Oh, Tutty does get caught out, though. That could be the opening that they need on the side of Jersey.
It could be just enough.
I don't know if they're going to make it, though.
No, they touch last second here. Zamps gets a gorgeous portal, but Sweet Seraphim gets picked up as soon as he jumps through the portal from Crazy Cat. Kava dropping that Gambit ulti, here it is, and they're going to look to really flip it, excuse me. Apex Predator coming out of Crazy Cat, as well as a Goldfish dropping that Eternal Bomb from the Cloak and Dagger, and right now it's just a sporadic fight. It's a brawl fest, if you will. Everyone is trying to get some type of kill pressure off, trying to get some damage off. We got Playmaker Baker dashing around like Lawrence Taylor in his prime with that head down, shoulder up positioning, and he gets put down, but Tutty puts down Cena in return.
And I mean, it was very smart there on the part of Houston to say, you know what, we're 99% right now. They're only at 40-something. Let's go ahead and back ourselves up, regroup, and then hit full force with this massive ult bank.
Yeah, they have this humongous ulti bank here, Runos, and it's all up to Zamps and Sweet Seraphim as well as Prio to get a massive ulti, and they do! It's a wombo, but it does not kill enough because of that Gambit healing as well as that ulti plus movement speed, so no kills are picked up. Tutty gets a gorgeous ulti onto the backline, cleaning Jersey's house, and now they have to try to walk forcefully onto point, or they might just give it. But it's looking like it might be give angle, unless Prio touches on last second on the backline, which he is, but I do not think he has enough help to sustain it on point. No, he does not. It's only first sub-match, though. They could always make adjustments and changes from both sides, but Houston looks clean, Arunos. They look very, very clean.
They certainly do, and I mean, Prio did everything that he could there, but just couldn't extend it any further. It was a rather, not an overwhelmingly decisive, but I will say decisively in Houston's favor, though. I'm wondering if, once again, we've seen this from Jersey before, a little bit of loading time, take themselves to get in, and the next thing you know, you got a big freaking problem on your hands, and it's got the East Coast all over it.
Right. And you know what? We could see some changes here coming. They might keep the same comp. But at the end of the day, it's looking like it's a calming issue on the side of Jersey here. Their support ultis are way out of sync and out of whack. Their economy's kind of weird. And they have Steiner not on tank or support, arguably his 2 best roles. So he's right now filling for Dubert, and he's doing a good job. You know, he's 7-4 with 4 finals, so he's 4-4. But, you know, it's not exactly what he's comfortable with. We got to see if he comes to terms and he makes some big strides here in this next half.
Big strides may be incoming here, but I mean, anyone who lives in Jersey right now, imagine if they were the ones casting this.
Ooh, that would be crazy. Imagine that. I mean, I could only imagine, if you will.
I'm sure you could only imagine. Yep.
We have House immediately going in for that Symbiotics Devour coming out, killing Kava very early on, but Prio picking up Crazy Cat in return. So now it's back to an even fight. We have that Judge Jury Executioner coming out of Steiner. The GOAT, he takes out one, and now we have Houston on the back foot trying to run it out, which is a real sad sight to see because House got such a gorgeous ulti onto the back line of Jersey there. That's a sad thing to be in Houston's position for that one.
I mean, this has just been... It was rather decisively Houston, you know, there to begin with, but now Jersey's beginning to find those picks. If you let Prio run wild, he's gonna wreck.
Oh, and there it is. You Caster cursing it out. Arunos. Prio goes up top, takes out Playmaker Baker, and then both DPS on the side of Houston come up and pick him up in return. So now we're back to an even 1-1 split. And, ooh, Tutty overextends too far, and Sweet Seraphim hits a gorgeous Magneto primary with a 5-man ulti from Big Boy Zams himself. Oh my goodness, he looks insane on the Strange. He looks natural. Houston got a little over-choked up there, playing in such a short corridor, and it was just a massive ulti there from Jersey. You said it, Arunos. When they start getting on a momentum shift and they start getting in strides, they start moving. And Jersey looks like they're starting to move. Houston might have to make changes here or play a little bit quicker.
I mean, this is just... what an ult. But Jersey is also just so overwhelmingly up in the ult bank right now, they can absolutely continue to contest this against Houston.
Ooh, Crazy Cat going for a gorgeous Apex Predator, but the map changes on him, and it doesn't knock them off the map. We got Sweet Seraphim getting an ulti off as well from that Magneto M, excuse me, and it gets everybody just low enough for Prio and Kava to pick up. And I mean, this is just showing the dominance and coordination of Jersey. I mean, I've scrimmed them a crap ton of times. I've coached for them, and they are probably the most unified team in the league right now when it comes to playmaking and calming, and they're showing it hard here. And we're getting a Gambit v Gambit ulti off here. Both teams are completely gambited. We have that that Zams ulti, that Agamotto, plus that Judge Jury Executioner straight onto the enemy backline, shredding everybody and everything. And House does pick up one of his own, but is it enough to buy time and stall out the point? He did get it to overtime, but I do not think they make a portal off. It might be the map, or the sub-map, excuse me, for Jersey.
Houston with not a single team fight win on that sub-map. Super Soldier Factory not going their way.
I mean, both teams still, I keep saying it, look very good. They look very strong. But Jersey, when they make a comm, it's like when the captain on the ship, if you will, Runos, and they die on the comm. You know, the comm there was, we're going to Gambit. You know, we're going to drop both ultis. Steiner dropped an ulti. Zamp said, I'm running in. And I'm putting Agamotto down. And they just dropped every single ulti they could, especially when it's that close to being sub-map points. And they just guarantee a fight, and they try to stuff it, and it worked out swimmingly for them.
And it's such a flip-flop between that original, you know, the first Jersey sub-map, and then, sorry, the first Houston sub-map, and then Jersey just answering back. What a wild and wacky sort of flip-flop there. But who do you think comes out on top here? Don't say it. Let us find out.
Yeah, we'll find out here. We got some swaps coming out from Houston. We got that Hella Namor team up very strong into a brawl composition that Jersey's running here. So they're going to really try to lock down Prio, maybe even get a couple free picks onto the back line. But, you know, it's still Prio. If you don't man-mark this guy down and he gets a little bit of momentum, you know, it's not going to change much. But I do like the swaps coming out of Houston here. I do like them a lot. Prio coming with that, oh my goodness, that Apex Predator getting one pickup onto Ad Tyso on the back line. They did not hear him, but Crazy Cat playing height, gets one on Prio in return. Here's that Horn of Proteus. It separates the team, and Tutty and Crazy Cat are on the back line, decimating Jersey's back line right now. With House now coming in to give a little backup support. Is Crazy going to cut this kill onto Goldfish? I almost said Ghost Zero, twice in a row. And they do get him. So Houston does get the turnaround fight win there, but it was looking good for a second there from Jersey. But, you know, Houston made the swaps, and they played their new composition very well. You know, Crazy Cat, very good on the Star-Lord, very good on the Namor. Arguably his two best characters, playing height perfectly. You know, they gave up Ad Tyso's life, and then they won up the fight for it. So, I mean, it looks pretty good for Houston right now.
Absolutely fantastic stuff, but Jersey looking to take the height here. Does Baker get caught out? He does not.
Yeah, they swapped off that thing as well because that Punisher, if you will, is getting not answered. We have that ulti coming out, that Eternal Bond coming out of Goldfish here. Zamp's looking for a big ulti. He gets no value. Nothing gets grabbed. We got the Magneto ulti coming out in strides, and he slam dunks Remy from max range. But here comes that flank we talked about before from Crazy, that height from Tutty. They're completely decimating Jersey's composition right now. They wasted all of their ultis for Jerry wasted all their ultis, excuse me, and then they said, we'll go after them, and we'll win the next follow-up fight.
I mean, just fantastic positioning work. That cycle on the repositioning there absolutely cooked him. Great stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jersey has to realize, and then Prio showed him why he's known for this Elsa now. We had Tutty going on that off angle again. Him and Crazy playing height, going off angles. And Prio said, you know what? I'm going to mark them. I'm going to do it. Prio looking for a little sneaky deaky Apex Predator in the back of the map again. And he does. He gets it onto Remy, but Remy on that Gambit survives 1 HP. Prio cannot pick up him. Playmaker Baker ulting to try and slow down the opposition of Jersey. Playmaker Baker slam dunking onto Cena when he's using that Judge Jury. But they do give up the point. Houston said, it's okay. We're at 85. We just fight them here. Look for a retake. And Jersey is not giving up easy. Neither is Houston. It's a complete brawl fest.
It certainly is. But Zams manages to take down Remy.
We got Prio marking Crazy Cat on the back line here, and it works perfectly for him. He does pick him up with Cena's help, but Tutty picks him up in return. Goldfish said, all right, no more healing. I'm going DPS mode. And he almost DPS kills out Tutty on that that flip, that switch, if you will. And he does not. We got Zamps ulting onto Eye of Agamotto to try and buy as much time as he can onto that point, slow down their opposition. But we got a double ulti exchange coming here out of Jersey. That Gambit ulti as well as that Eternal Bond coming out of that Cloak and Dagger. And they look super strong here. They look really good. They got a lot of damage, but they are down the ulti economy coming into this next two fights that they need to win.
I mean, they're not completely gapped just yet, but it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough situation here, Arunos. You know, you gotta beg your tanks. You have to play your life. You have to let us soak up some heals here and get ultis as quickly as possible, because we have on the enemy team that Gambit and that Magneto ulti, as well as that Horn of Proteus out of the Namor. You got that God of Death Hela coming in very soon. So Jersey needs to play this picture perfect, or they could be losing this point. Apex Predator coming out of Frio. We got that Magneto ulti, that M gets blocked last second. Jersey's perfectly playing their life. Horn of Proteus, Judge Jury's Executioner, everything getting dropped on both sides. Can Jersey tanks stay alive to buy enough time for these supports on the side of Jersey to get him back up? They're very, very close. There goes Cena with that Judge Jury taking out House MD. Zamp taking out Playmaker Baker. It's just TPS and support alive on the side of Houston, and they might be able to get a portal off here, maybe. But I don't know. Jersey has it locked down. They do. Wow, that's textbook, Arunos. That's textbook.
Jersey are video game, literally video. They're John video game right now, taking Eldritch Monument. And I mean, Houston looking so strong coming out of the gate there. As I said, sometimes Jersey takes a little bit of time to get going, but if you let him go, then Priotix is going to end up being your match MVP, or at least your map MVP to start off with.
Arunos, maybe you can call it just experience. You know, maybe that's what you can call it coming out of people like Rio, or maybe you can call it old man genes. I don't know. But the old unks we have on the side, or in the league, they always pop off, Arunos. And these young bucks have to watch out. You got people like Rio, Aggro, Dubert. You got Anthony Pure, my goat. I'm his #1 fan. You got Orky. You got all these old fellas, and they know how to adapt. They've been playing games for a long time. Like you said, John Video Gamer. That's them. And I mean, when Prio gets on that roll, and he gets uncontested, and Jersey listens to his comms and plays off of him, they win, and it shows it. Houston looks so good there, though, but it's just, Arunos, in this high level of play, one small mistake loses you the game.
And you are absolutely right. You can't let it get away from you, otherwise, that's it. That is absolutely it. But we saw good moves there. We saw good positioning from Houston, especially, right? That high ground cycle, right? It's not as though Houston is out of this game, and I don't think that Jersey is going to take this, even if they do, overwhelmingly.
Oh, no,
right?
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be an absolute brawl from both sides. You know, they have to give it their all. I mean, we're seeing swaps coming in right now, Runos. We're swapping out Crazy Cat, one of the star DPS players in the league, and they're putting in Kwong, who, you know, arguably the best tank in the league. But as of now on Houston's roster, he's been playing as a flex player. We could see a change of tide here for Houston, because Kwong has a lot of knowledge. We talked about knowledge with Prio, with that age, with that experience, because, you know, he's been playing games for a very long time. But Kwong's a tier 3 player. You know, he's always high elo, he's always high in MRC, and this could be a tide changer.
I mean, tell us about that knowledge, that Ty Lopez knowledge in your garage with your Lamborghini.
Kawong's
crazy.
knowledge bank is humongous. He's a quiet guy. Runos. He's a cute little fella. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he's in game, he's making those comms and he's locked in. You're in good hands. And he's a very big leader for whatever team he's on. I teamed with him for 7 weeks or longer last season on Portland when we got the chip. And Kawong's a good guy. He has a lot of knowledge. But Jersey's just so tight knit. And they're so by the book that it's going to be still a very tough game for Jersey. They can't just walk into us thinking they're going to win it.
So you're going to say he's big brain? He's
of
big
course.
brain. Say it.
Big brain. Come on, it's Kawong.
Very wrinkly.
Very wrinkly. Very.
Excellent. He's calling him old. We'll take it. It's a compliment.
You know what it is, Runos? We have the battle of the old versus young. It's actually the opposite. Kawong's, I think, the youngest player in the lobby, number one, and we have Prio, the oldest. It's the young versus the old. We're gonna see a clash of generations, if you will.
You know what we call it? You know what we call that in the business? Fresh perspective.
Ooh, there you go. I like that.
Kawong more like wow. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Creep,
Yeah.
I like it. Put it on a t-shirt. Put it on a bumper sticker.
I did see in chat before from Duber, he's correct. Jersey played that fight perfectly, Runos, because it was a good kite. Like we said, they didn't have those ultis up, and they perfectly kited it out. Steiner playing his life with that judge jury. I mean, Jersey showing how in sync they are, and it's scary when you watch it. It's like, oh, we should win this fight. We have the ulti economy, but they're just nothing's dying. And Houston, as long as they get past that, they're okay.
I mean, they had a Jersey had a bit of a strategic backup there. I don't know if you saw, but they started getting overwhelmed on damage, right? Their healing throughput wasn't enough to keep them up, and the entire front line moved right all the way to the back of the point, right towards their own spawn, stopped, and then started pushing back again, resulted in them getting that very early pick, and it really opened up the entire point for them. It was fantastic work, resulted in the death of House, and they followed up with a quick pick onto Baker. Very clinical stuff there coming out from that Jersey front line.
And from Houston, this is a really interesting map pick because it's not very good on the brawl side of things. It's very cut and dry, very high choke points. So it's an interesting map pick for them. Jersey's gonna love this one. With Crazy Cat and swapped out for Kawong right now. Crazy Cat's known for his hit scans. He's known for his long projectile carry characters. And having Kawong in here, can really be good for them or bad because this map is not a lot of brawling. It's all about picks and it's all about getting somebody out of position.
I mean, what do you think is going to be the deciding factor here for each team?
Pick bans. It always is, especially in this high elo / high on the ranking side of things. Right now, both the bans I like. That Punisher wasn't a big factor, but they what, we're going to ban it so we can maybe get away with going the thing again. Maybe go away with going, a lot of tanks here. But Jersey really early on, because Jersey does a good job studying their teams, banning out some of those tank pickups for them and some of those 3 tank comps that Houston likes to go. Houston going for that tank will save, best tank in the game, borderline broken, if you will. But Jersey immediately answering it with that Groot save so they can really deal with 3 tanks and banning out that rogue so they can't have, 2 brawlers, 3 brawlers and just have their front line not be happy. So. And then there's the Moon Knight. Yeah, they're looking for it, Runos. They're looking for that triple tank setup.
I think I see the vision.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that's what it's going to be. It looks like we're going to either get a triple tank lineup coming out of Houston or Kawong might do his have fun LARP on Spider-Man 1 or 2 for a couple kills, picks off the map, maybe get people a little riled up, if you will. Who knows? Hey, guys, I launched their tank off the map. And then he might swap. But I don't like this out of the side of... Or I don't like the Squirrel Core either out of Jersey. But, I mean, we got a lot of interesting things that can come out here that we can see.
I mean, it could definitely be something special here, but I mean, Houston at this point realizes that there's no room for error here, right? Absolutely none. It's not that you have to play perfectly, but you got to be darn close. Absolutely darn close. And I don't know if Houston's had to run up against something, exactly like this before.
Comp-wise or team-wise?
I'm going to say team-wise.
I would second that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right there. Team comp-wise, they've played against this exact comp before, or very similar through the side of, Portland played this against them. So it's really strong into tanks. But I think they're going to open up here really early on, noticing that Kwong is not on tank. They're playing a pretty normal 2-2-2, and they might swap things around, but they already did. No more Blade, no more Storm. We're on a normal comp from both sides. Excuse me. But we have a lot of damage on both sides of this team. We have the Groot coming out from both. We got the tank pool, we got the Bucky, the Phoenix. I mean, this is a lot of damage. The supports are going to be playing in overdrive here.
I mean, they certainly will be, but right here, immediately, Prio takes out Tutty right at the beginning, and that's going to put Houston right on the back foot.
Yeah, we have Kwong on that Spider-Man trying to get something going on the back line, but Prio is very good at looking back at his supports, making sure everything is A-okay. We got a gorgeous hook coming out of Steiner, but it does not get picked up yet. Baker is probably just gonna die on point to make sure he doesn't stagger out too far. And then Jersey has the momentum. Houston has to do, one of those big kites back to spawn and retake the fight at another time, if you will.
That's exactly what's going to go ahead and happen here, but I mean, Houston's trying to sit on this high ground, at least prevent them from taking it, but Jersey's just walking right through on the low.
Ooh, we got the Kraken impact coming out of Steiner. Does not get anything here, but we got that Phoenix ulti coming out as well from Tutty. We got the Houston, I almost said, excuse me. The Houston Shuffle, if you will. We got that House MD Deadpool, that taunt coming out. And it's a winning fight for Houston. They got a lot of good picks there and didn't use a lot for it.
I mean, fantastic stuff here, the cleanup, but I mean, the distance is so far from this Jersey roster, and they're coming in with pretty much the mother of all things.
Ooh, my goodness, and look at that early pick onto Tutty and House from Prio and Steiner with that Wombo combo of Doom. Here comes that Gambit ulti coming out of Goldfish, as well as that Gene ulti coming out of Prio. Baker trying to buy as much time as he can last second with that Groot ulti from that Strangling Prison. It does not get much going for them, and Jersey just pushes forward with this high amount of damage. I mean, when you have no shield tanks, Runos, you have to play line of sight into this much damage, and pray you do not get CC locked, because Kitsune is not here, but I know he has a cough right now in the air. Maybe a little tingle in the back of the throat, because something's up here. First time in a long time someone's played this character, Runos. He could feel it. It's like a Jedi mind trick, if you will.
You think he's sitting there in basic right now going, "Hey, they're talking about me."
And they're talking about me. There's a squirrel running around here. I just can't put my finger on it yet. And I would early pick up also on Kwong with that squirrel girl. I would say I do not like it, but when you have a Phoenix and a Gambit, you have so much damage and so much kill potential and kill pressure to really make your kills be picked up for you on that squirrel girl that I do like it now. I mean, Jersey is just absolutely steamrolling this attack push here because they're staggering on repeat on Houston. What do they call it? They're funneling in one at a time. They're trickling through.
This is absolutely redonkulous coming out here from Jersey. One of the most dominant pushes we've seen.
We got a Kwong swap off that DPS onto the third tank like we talked about into that pick ban phase, right? And he's going for an Angela. Angela loved this map. It's a very good Angela map. They did not ban the Invis, so it's kind of scary to go something like a Wolverine or Angela here, but he has faith they won't swap off that Loki Gambit, best duo in the game right now, and he might be able to get away with it. We got a lot of damage coming out from Houston. They're just singling out Zamps here, making him waste all of his cooldowns to try to get out, and he falls for it.
It certainly does, but I mean, Jersey's just continuing this ever-present march forward. And, I mean, at this point, we're just sitting neutral game.
Yeah, this is going to come down to who gets more picks early first, who does more damage first. We got Kwong picking Kava off in the back very early on. We got that Gambit, that Magneto, that Groot. You got all the ult economy of Jersey getting thrown at Houston. See if it sticks. They're going to throw it at the wall, and they do get 3 for it. So, they do win that fight, but they do have to remember they're down in ult economy. Houston can do something very, very good here to make sure they win the next fight.
I mean, it's going to be an absolute banger for Houston if they can play this right.
Putty going on that off angle, killing Prio as soon as the fight starts. We got that Squirrel Stampede, that Magneto M coming out, that Gambit. All of the ultis getting thrown now on Houston besides that Angela. And besides that Angela and that actual Gambit ulti. So they still have ultis for this next fight here. But Jersey said, we're going to answer their triple tank with a triple tank, and we're going to swap to that thing to make sure that Angela does not have a fun time. And Tuddy immediately getting another off-angle pick onto Kava, as well as seeing her falling from overextension from that Houston roster.
I mean, Houston holding right now. They've got a big old time bank to deal with, but so far doing well.
Yeah, we got the Gambit v Gambit. It's going to be who can do the most first, who can get a real lot of pressure off on this. It's an absolute bloodbath. It's an absolute cluster, if you will. And we got Kwong dropping that ulti off onto the backline, the supports of Jersey, but it's okay because House follows him up with a taunt, but it doesn't matter. Goldfish hits a gorgeous anti-heal onto Kwong, and they blow him up. Prio on the backline of Houston, killing Taiso very early on. Kava saying, I'm coming with you, don't worry. I'm going to shoot down that main, get us some damage out, get some picks out, and dropping Baker in the process. Jersey does have this ulti advantage here. They do have this economy for them. You know, they got 3 ultis to 0 from Houston, and Houston has to play perfectly here. They have to kite out everything they possibly can to guarantee a win here.
And I mean, this is going to go ahead and continue. Jersey's just got this overwhelming attacking force, but Baker does manage to put Steiner in the ground.
Yeah, we got the ultis are coming out heavy here from both sides, but a lot of control coming out from Goldfish, not dropping that Gambit ulti into a losing fight. So they can guarantee use it next fight.
I mean, it could be what they need. Regardless, time ticking down, minute and a half left.
Yeah, we got a minute and a half left, but, you know, Jersey has to remember Playmaker Baker, the GOAT himself, stepped out of URMR, has that thing ulti, and he might slow down this Gambit push coming in here from Jersey. We just have to wait and see. He might be hiding on a gorgeous flank. He goes for the ulti, but it does not matter. Prio gets a gorgeous Phoenix stun out here. Steiner ulting immediately as that Gambit ulti comes out from Taiso, and it immediately gets stuffed with that Magneto power of M, and Jersey looking absolute dominant. There's only 2 or 3 tanks, excuse me, on the point of the side of Houston, but Jersey, they're chipped away right now. They're getting absolutely chipped away. They have to kill these tanks quick, or that this Houston roster is going to retake. It's just as Angela and these supports alive right now on the side of Houston, excuse me. But it does not matter. There's so much damage coming out of Jersey here, Runos. They're trying their absolute hardest, and they get it.
34 seconds, though. I mean, Houston managed to chip away a lot out of that time bank. That could have been significantly worse for them had they, had they not gone ahead and at least answered back several times, which is exactly what they did. Jersey, though, looking rather dominant here. I mean, it could be another Jersey map.
It could be. I mean, Jersey was absolutely demolishing, if you will, on those first 2 pushes. But kudos to Houston, like you said, on this 3rd point to chip it down. You know, I believe they're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds coming into this 3rd point, and they chipped away almost 4 minutes on the dot from Jersey. So that's nothing to scoff at.
No, it most definitely is not. But I mean, heading back in here, I definitely do think that, Houston, it's not that, Houston doesn't have a really, really nasty push to go through. We've seen how good Jersey's defense can be, but it's been at least enough of a showing from them to where I think that they have the possibility to bounce back and keep themselves in this series if they need to.
Right. And we're seeing more swaps coming out here into the second half, right? Playmaker Baker going off the thing, getting off the mag, getting off all of it, going to the Emma. You don't see a lot of her anymore. She's kind of in a weak spot right now. She's she does her job, but it's not good enough in this meta. Remy getting off the support. Kwong said, you know what? Let me take my try at it. I'm going to go the Gambit. Kwong does have a little bit of support experience. He used to play support. Will the swaps be enough for Houston to make this attack worth it?
Definitively could be what they need. Jersey taking a very aggressive angle here on this high ground.
Oh, yeah. They have to be wary of this high damage output. Ooh, gorgeous hook coming out from Tuddy early on. But Kava showing restraint with those lamps until last second. And he lamps last second perfectly to keep everyone that gets that Bucky hook in alive. And then they retake the fight. They make Houston waste all of their CC and resources here early on into this fight. And they just fall apart.
I mean, they certainly do, but it was a good attempt, a very good attempt. They exploded a lot of burst damage there, almost managed to take down Zamps.
Yeah, it was very close, and I'm saying a lot of good praise for both sides, but there's a couple players that are not getting a lot of welcome, if you will, a lot of praise, if you will, and that's Sweet Seraphim, newest person on Jersey's roster. Thank you for saying it in chat. Sweet Seraphim has been playing very good on this Magneto. He goes for a gorgeous bubble, but Tutty showing great restraint with that Kraken impact until that bubble gets destroyed, and still gets the pickup on him. We got both of these Gambit ultis coming out. We got all of those DPS ultis coming out. We're going to see an absolute raw bloodbath again, like we talked about, but Houston's going to win that ulti engagement.
And Prio looked at Baker for a few moments. They acknowledged one another, and then Baker sent him back to the Shadow Realm. It's okay.
Yeah, Prio's looking at him. He's like, from one old man to another. Let me go out peacefully, please. Come on.
Listen, they'll be sitting there playing mahjong in their nursing home after this. You guys can catch them there.
All right, here we go, Runos. We got these Gambit ultis on both sides coming out very early on here. We got to see who can get the most damage out, who can make it stick to the wall. We got that Omega Hurricane, that mutant Hurricane coming out here from Cena, and it picks up the backline, and all of Jersey just completely running at Houston's backline with this Gambit ulti, and it looks like it's too much damage right now for Houston to handle. You got that storm damage.
2 minutes here. That was not the push that they were looking for, I don't think.
No, they were expecting to get that Gambit ulti with that Emma ulti to really push it in there and try to get this point, but they still have both those tank ultis up, but both sides have those tank ultis up here. Are we going to see Sweet Seraphim eat some big impact damage, and it immediately kills Baker, who gets a little too much on his plate, a little too much dip on his chip into that choke point there. Jersey has a lot of damage, like we were saying, that Storm, that Phoenix, and completely falls over, and then the rest of the DPS lineup on Houston follows suit.
I mean, brutal stuff, and Houston's currently just playing the respawn simulator.
Yeah, right now it's we call that in the business a gray screen simulator. Someone will do the math at the end of this, maybe see how long someone's been in the gray screen. We don't know. Tutty goes right there, trying to get that off angle, trying to get that height, and Kava immediately dunking on him. But they tried getting something to work here off Jersey. That double tank wombo, but gorgeous greens from Ad Tyso. That was a gorgeous show of restraint from Ad Tyso. I love the lamps placement there. I love the lamps usage, showing that he does know how to play this Loki, but House takes too much damage and falls too early on here. Ooh, Kraken impact with that hypnotic trance coming out of Emma on that playmaker Baker, and Houston does win that fight, as well as Kawang on the Gambit ulti. But they took a while to kill Prio there. He capped the cart. That means that Jersey will have time to TP on with that Gambit ulti and try to do something here.
I think they definitely will, and we're about to hit overtime in here in just 15 seconds. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, this is make or break. This is all that matters here. Ooh, Goldfish going in for an ulti, but he only gets 3 on that Gambit ulti, but it does matter. Actually, Remy hits a gorgeous right-click stun into all that damage onto one person, onto Kava. Cena going for the Omega Hurricane onto the backline, does not get a kill for it, gets picked off instead. We got the whole entire roster of Jersey scattered. They're sporadic even, because Ad Tyso gets a gorgeous Gambit ulti off last second there to guarantee the damage, guarantee the ulti economy, and win the fight for Houston.
Honestly, not bad. They are actually down in the ult economy here.
Yeah.
It's Jersey, though it may not have been successful in actually stopping the push. It was still enough to get them up in ult economy, make sure that they pushed into overtime definitively. It was honestly not a bad push, even though this is what happened. It does mean that Houston does get the aggressive positioning now that they're going to use to try and keep Jersey all the way back at spawn.
Oh, of course, but they do have to remember on the side of Houston, like you said, this ulti economy, Kava having that Loki, that God of Mischief, he could look for this Gambit ulti engage very early on, because Prio also having that Phoenix ult, that Bird of Doom, if you will, to right onto the enemy backline of Houston, but they're showing restraint again. Jersey is very good at that. Prio going for that height, getting an early pick onto Tutty, a little bit out of position. Houston is going in now. House is going for that backline easy pickup onto Kava, making him die very early on for Jersey with that taunt. And now Houston's going to flip it on its head.
What a massive overextend there from Jersey. Oh, no.
Yeah, they held out those ultis way too long there, Runos. I mean, we have the Gambit. We have the God of Mixtures. We have the signature Pride and True Prio ulti. He does not want to die with his team. He wants to ulti to live his life and try to come back. Gets a nothing burger off of it. But we have both ultis coming out of both sides.
He's alive. Oh,
he is alive.
No. Oh no!
Ooh, we got both Gambit ultis coming out. Cena dying as soon as his ulti comes out from the Jersey side of things, and that's an immediately fall down there from Jersey. You know, they're falling apart. They need to die and do a reset angle here. Houston has too much momentum. That snowball's too big. We need a big hold here if they want them to win this.
That entire point B push, just a massive, massive, massive walkthrough for Houston.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, Jersey might be getting a little too excited here, Arunos. They need to play it slow again. They're not looking like their usual selves here, and I think Houston's noticing that. I think they're noticing they're playing too quick. They're not giving themselves time to adjust, make the swaps that are required, and they're just dying on repeat. So Jersey needs to slow it down. Well, talking about slow down, we have that Goldfish ulti coming in here. We got that Psylocke ulti as well, but the gorgeous lamps coming out of Kava. Gorgeous Goldfish ulti on that Gambit. We got that Stampede coming out of Cena right onto the back line of Houston. Plus with that Gambit ulti, so it's a lot of damage, but it's a little too many of us ultis. We got Sweet Seraphim dropping that Magneto M. They do win the fight, but at what cost, Arunos? At what cost?
I mean, we're about to find out.
Ooh, big stagger from Prio onto Tutty there. Tutty trying to get back as far as possible to regroup with his team, but goes down from Prio on that height angle there.
I mean, this could be absolutely massive. Do they manage to get this team fight, though? Oh, quick pick from onto Zamps from House, and Prio's next to go.
Yeah, Houston looking dominant with this Gambit here. You know, they drop in the Gambit, drop in that Phoenix. They're getting a really easy win for them, or easy fight win, excuse me, for them. They looked really strong there, but Jersey coming back. They're very close to that Gambit ulti on their side as well. Zamp showing great restraint with that Tangling Prison out of that root. So we could see some big things here from Jersey if they play it slow, if they really use it for their advantage.
They're gonna go ahead. I mean, they're gonna try to keep them at the spawn here. They're just neck and neck in the time bank.
Ooh, House getting a gorgeous ulti off onto the Gambit. Kava, you know, they gotta miss this change, guaranteeing a kill, but it's okay. Casino's still up. He's on the backline, killing one of the backliners of Houston, if you will, excuse me. And now it's just tanks on point. Only a couple people left from Houston, but they do get that third point. The tanks and the support or DPS are still alive for Houston, so they guarantee the fight win.
I mean, it's gonna seem like it's such a close time bank, but it's 27 seconds could be the difference. Not a huge difference, but it could be.
Every second matters, Arunos. It always does. In every game, every situation, you know. Always use your time wisely. And I just think Jersey played too fast that second half there. And I hope it doesn't, you know, for their sake, if you will, I hope it doesn't bite them in the butt for this final push and defense here.
It certainly could. It most definitely could. But in we go. In we go.
Wondering if we're going to see any swaps here from both sides. You know, that group was doing decent for the side of Jersey, but they didn't have a lot of coordination with that Magneto. You know, they couldn't get that team up down packed early on. So, you know, it was not really good. And we're seeing that swap. Or Zamps is like, you know what? If it's not broke, don't switch it. He's going back to his bread and butter, his tried and true exchange, if you will. But the only issue with that, Arunos, you got the Emma up. Not a great character right now, not really meta, but her whole job is shutting down Stranges, and Playmaker Baker loves shutting down tanks. So we got to see how this one plays out.
I mean, this could be exactly the difference maker. Could be.
Of course. I mean, Jersey looking for a very big, strong hold here for them. That's why we got this triple tank lineup. We got so many health bars here to really buy as much time as they possibly can. Houston going on that off angle, right off the rip, throwing tanks down neutral. We got the DPS and a couple supports coming out from the side of Houston. Immediately going onto that off angle, onto that flank, trying to get an early pick, maybe get a greens out early onto the side of Jersey. Does not look like that does not look like it's going to be the case. They do get the greens out, but there's no early pickups for Houston yet. It's just a neutral game right now. Who's going to fall first? That's where we're sitting. Ooh,
I mean, away we go.
Very early taunt coming out of House MD here to really try to make Cav not play the game, and it works because Cav and Goldfish cannot walk up to heal the other two tanks here. But it's 18 seconds left on the clock here for Houston, so they have to play it perfect, or one fight win is all Jersey needs to stop their advance.
I mean, very, very, very true. And Prio does manage to get the pick out onto Tutty. This will be the little marker for them to go ahead and start pressing that W again.
Tutty biting off too much, you know, running into the spawn, if you will, and getting picked up for it. But we have that Gambit ulti coming out of, almost said Cav, excuse me, Goldfish, and they get another pick right onto the backline of Kawong. They're looking at Taiso to stop that advance as well. Kills him as well. We got the Remy ulti coming out from that Jean Grey. Zamps and the rest of the team of Jersey, killing everybody on point, trying to block down that fight win for them. We got the extra Gambit ulti to secure the damage, secure the point for them. And that is what they get. That is the distance. Exactly
what Jersey wanted. 62 meters might seem like a good bit of distance for that amount of time, and it might not necessarily be, you know, all too bad, but it's exactly what Jersey wanted. Shut that down. No runaway Houston train, nothing like that. Now Houston have to keep them within that same exact distance, and they've got to do it in more time.
It's sad, too, because I really liked how Houston made this first attack. I loved that. You know, they set 3 on the left there, right off the rip, to grab so much pressure from Jersey's eyes, you know, make them look at them, and it almost worked. You know, they got the taunt off early, they got a lot of pressure off early, but Jersey, immediately noticing what they were doing, did that great kite that they're so well known for, and fell back immediately. So, I mean, Tutty overextending didn't help them either, you know. They looked so dominant there on that push. They were so ready to go, but Tutty getting picked up early, like you said, that was that marker. That was that differential that they needed. That was that factor, if you will.
I mean, it certainly was, and I mean, at this point, we're on the back foot here. If you're a Houston fan, you're not liking what you're seeing.
Yeah, we're seeing a kind of a GOATS team up here, or it is GOATS, excuse me. We're seeing a GOATS come out of Houston because they know, like you said, that 62 meters is not a lot. That's about 2 fights. And they said, we need to get this res. We need every single point that we can. We need every single second to count. And we got that Adam Warlock here now. So as long as Jersey understands and identifies very early on what they're doing, they can make adjustments. Cena getting picked off very early, getting isolated from those tanks from Houston, dying. And Jersey has to immediately go on the back foot.
They do. That walk out of spawn is going to be the biggest thing. The moment they can crack that, they can begin to play their poke, you know, behavior and start disrupting that back line. But until then, time is ticking down. We're less than a minute.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got Rio still saying on this Phoenix trying to get as much damage out as quickly as possible. They do get the lamps out early on from Houston, so that is a good sign for the Jersey roster. Now they just need some damage out here. Get a very early pick, a very early kill to really solidify it. We got a Soul Bond, I believe, coming out of Houston, as well as that Gambit ulti out of Jersey. Isn't enough damage to get picks here. Callum picking up Remy. Rio on the backline picking up Ad Taiso. Now it is just tanks on point from Houston. An absolute decimation coming out of Jersey here. But they still have...
No way.
They still have those Adam ultis. They still have those reses. They still have those Gambit ultis. They have a lot of time to spare here when it comes to the ulti economy out of Houston. They need to play it perfect, but I don't think it matters.
They don't have the distance. They don't have the distance.
They don't have it.
Oh,
they waited too long.
10 seconds. What a misplay by Houston.
They tried it. We saw the vision of Runos. We knew what they wanted, but they bit it too close. We call that the Icarus. That's too close to the sun there, man. They needed that Adam ulti a second closer, you know, a millisecond closer, and they win that. There's a ginormous chance of them winning that game, that fight even, and everything matters. You know, time will tell. You know,
that was just such a misplay, such a horrible misplay there out of Houston. They brought it right to the brink. They had it, and they lost it.
I mean,
you know what?
Look
Jersey capitalized.
Look at these stats, Runos. You can't say it's one-sided. The stats, people know the stats. They do not know the story, all right? You do not know the story. You know, 2-0 might look like a dominating lead for Jersey. It might look like a stomp, if you will, but it's not. This is a bloodbath. This is a brawl, and you cannot take it away from either team. I don't want anyone doing that. This is a fantastic series so far, and they're playing so well on both sides. Just small mistakes are really losing Houston these games. Small mistakes.
Absolutely, but Prio with our second in a row map MVP. Not surprising at all. Great stuff out there from Prio, but we are now going to game 3, and we've got Houston sitting here facing match point, and they need to change something, and they need to change it drastically, because though this may be head-to-head, and it is head-to-head, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the wire, they begin riding that knife's edge, looking out over the abyss. Jersey is the one who stares back.
Of course. I mean, this is their Hercules trial. This is what they need to do. This is who they need to beat to really solidify. They're the top dogs. They're the ones that want it. Not only that, this helps you get on the correct side of the bracket that you may want, as well as that skip. You get that nice skip while everybody else plays in those semis and those not semis, those regular playoff stages, those quarters, if you will. This is a lot on the line here. It's bragging rights more than anything, but you want to win this. You need this. And both teams are fighting. They're fighting. I love it.
It's absolutely fantastic, but as we begin to draw ever closer here, this becomes an absolutely just nasty game. You really don't want to be on either side of this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, as someone who's played against both these teams, someone who's scrimmed against both these teams, they are very good at noticing small mistakes. And as of right now, Houston is the one making those small mistakes. And Jersey's analyzing and adapting, if you will, very early on, and they're winning it. They're running away with it. Houston needs to do what we said before. I almost said what we said before, Arunos. They need to slow it down. Houston's too fast for their own thoughts right now. They're making these small mistakes because, the hype is up. The energy's going through the roof. They're having fun. But you need to slow it down. I mean, these mistakes are avoidable, especially from a team of Houston, especially out of a roster of these type of giants. They need to slow it down.
They certainly do, but I mean, are they going to be able to? Can they slow this down against a roster like Jersey?
They can. I believe it. I see it. I'm not gonna cut out Houston early on. I would never. I love the Houston boys. They're all my friends. They're all great guys. I think they can do it. They don't mentally boom don't mentally boom, as a lot of other players or teams will. They're very, very cool in the moment when they need to be. So I think Houston can come back from this. I have the utmost faith, but at the end of the day, you're playing against Jersey. I mean, at the end of the day, Jersey doesn't care if you're cold, doesn't care if you're cold in the head. They don't care if you're cool, calm, and collected. They're going to adapt to what you do and throw it at the wall, and if it sticks, they're going to keep hammering it in like a nail. So Houston just has to be ready. They just have to be ready here.
And we find out here in just a moment. Just a moment. Just how ready Houston is. I'm quaking in my boots here. A Jersey 3-0 over Houston would be generational for this team. It would be exactly what they need in order to propel themselves, even mentally, into a whole nother sphere.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it would make everything change on the bracket. Even though they're 1 and 2, it would change everything. But also, Arunos, like you always say, and like you like to say, remember to gamble, Arunos. As long as it's with URMR, right? We like gambling here.
I've been feeding them one 1K channel points at a time.
Ooh, big spender, if you will.
Big spender. Yeah. You know what? I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently providing the whole entire league with all of my channel points, if you will. If I lose it, I lose it all. But that's the fun thing about gambling, Arunos. Go big or go home.
Very true. Very, very, very true. You tell them.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. You know where I'm from.
My goodness.
I've been a gambler for a long time, especially from where I'm from. Gambling's in my DNA, chat, and I like to gamble as long as it's URMR, of course. Then we can really put those numbers up.
Very true. Very, very, very true. But does it happen? Do we end up seeing it happen? Let's do it.
Anybody's game still. Houston's been in worse situations. I've seen them here, season 0, season 1, season 2. I've seen them in this same spot before. They can come back from this. They come back from worse.
It's not that they haven't, it's just that it's hard. It's not easy.
Joy mentioned. That is true, Creepy. Joy mentioned. That is true. We love Joy. We're very happy fellows around here. Especially in the Juror side of things. They love being joyful, those giggly little guys. Sure, more like gamble all your points away. Yubi, that is not what we would like to read. I want to win my points. I don't want to lose them. Come on. Come on. You know what it is too, Runos? Coming into this third map, pick bans were fine on both sides. Houston needs to pick a map that benefits them. That's what needs to happen here. I said it last map, and I genuinely think that's why Jer won. That was not a Houston map. I don't know why they picked it. They're a brawl team. They're a slug 'em out dive team, and they picked a very bursty poke, bursty map. That's not for them. So I'm hoping we can maybe see, a domination pickup here, or, it has to be combo, excuse me, because URMR rules. But they're going to go for a convergence style map here. We're looking at that Hall of the Dahlia to really get those long sight lines again, or dive, because Hall of the Dahlia is a very big dive map if you can get those flanks off at the right time. And it might be their map. They might be picking the one that benefits them the most.
Certainly could be, but at this point, away we go.
House from House MD from House Flames. Houston Flames. Correct, that is him. He's a triple-time doctor, if you will. That guy has like 3 doctorates. That guy's wild. Ooh.
It really actually. Very true.
Houston early on, Aruna's banning out this Loki. And it opens a lot of things up for Houston. It shows, hey, we don't want to play you guys into that Loki gambit, or at least not the Loki. You guys look really good on it. These greens have been great. Or, they're like, we're going to dive your head off, and we don't want those greens in. Those greens are a big no-no. We might want to get those out. So, it's a good ban from Houston. I do like the Loki ban, but they do still have to be wary of things like gambit, things like cloak and dagger. Even invis, if you will, if they plan on going some type of dive thing. But the only issue with banning that Loki early is you let Prio have his fun. Quick rundown of the first 2 maps.
Prio having fun is one of the scariest sentences I think I've ever heard. I don't think I ever want to hear it again. Please don't say that. Please don't.
That is a great ban from the chat. That is correct. Loki is a great ban. That is a terrifying thing to hear. Prio having fun. They saved his Elsa because they know no one really can match it. They banned the Moon Knight, so in case they want to go for something like a triple tank setup. And that is correct, Creepy. Thank you, Bio, for a quick rundown. Yes, Prio did Prio things. Jersey looks strong is correct. That is what was happening so far. Oh, and there it is. That is why the Loki was banned. All right, so they're not saving the Psylocke. They're saving the Star-Lord. Star-Lord and Psylocke, they get hurt the most by Loki greens out of every character in the game, if you will. And they want to make sure that Star-Lord can succeed for them easier. But the only issue is if Magneto's still into play here, Star-Lord still has a ginormous chance of being looked at, being shot out the sky, being walked down. Got that Gambit ban, that Punisher save. I mean, Jersey is pretty good in this ban phase. That's one of their strong things here, and I like Houston's pick bans. It's just too on the nose, if you will, on what you're trying to do.
I mean, very, very, very true. But here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see, because the side of Houston's banning out 2 of Prio's characters who are very good at off-angling, very good at killing tanks and squishies, if they're looking at trying to go like a triple comp here again, like Houston loves doing, or they're going to go for a usual comp, a 2-2-2 split. Ooh. We might be seeing something different, though. There's only been one time we've seen this come out of Houston. I don't want to take a little dirt off my shoulders, if you will, but the only time we've seen this out of Kwong was against Portland. Kwong's main, if you in chat don't know, Runos, you don't know, Kwong's a big jokester. He's a big messing around guy. He plays in a league to have fun. But Kwong in MRC, Kwong in Eternity lobbies, only plays Magneto. This is his actual main. Not the Pickle, not the Groots, not the Rogue. When Kwong locks in Mag, he's ready. And Kava getting an early, excuse me, I'm sorry for laughing, an early pick with that Mantis damage boosted Penny Vines from Cav onto Tutty. I wasn't expecting that during my rants. That was hilarious, I'm sorry. They're gonna be 1 down from Houston coming from spawn here. It's gonna be a little bit delayed. So there we go. But
I wasn't expecting that in game 3.
I was not expecting that in a game 3. But yeah, everyone, correct bio. Alert, high alert. Kwong on the mag. He's ready. He's locked. He's loaded. He's trying his hardest. You know we're in for a bloodbath of a match right now, Aruno.
Uh-oh, top 20 mag NA apparently.
That is him.
According to bio.
He is. That's not a joke. Kwong is one of the best Magnetos in North America. They are going for a triple tank setup here on Houston because that is what they are very good at. We got both tanks dropping down from Jersey early on, trying to anchor onto point, but they drop down too quickly and too isolated. And so Sweet Seraphim drops down early, but excuse me, Kwong picking up Prio after Prio picking up Tutty, and now it's just one tank and 2 supports and a Steiner. That could be a rom-com, if you will, on Jersey, trying to get some type of kill here to make sure it works. And Zamps is slapping right now with that Strange, you know, just whipping it up with that Eye of, that Darkness, I believe it's called, Darkness, coming in here. But it buys Houston enough time to get that Eternal Bond. Ooh, you don't like to see that one. You don't like to see that one, Arunos.
No, you most certainly do not.
Oh my goodness, wait, we have a gifter in the chat. We love our gifters. Big old 5 bangaroonies, 5 tombstones, 5 stones coming out of Delta Flux. We love you. Huge. We love you. Delta the GOAT.
True. You tell him. You tell him.
You like that? I get that's from my stream. You know, when on my stream, we always call them anything but subs. You got to. UR community for the win. We love our UR community. Thank you, bye. We love our guys. I mean, we had Shadow Phoenix gifting a crap ton the last stream. Now we got Delta dropping a 5er, but we got to get back into the action. We got that Eye of Agamotto getting this both supports and house, but Kwong getting a gorgeous mastery of that Magneto of M, slam dunking Sneener's bullets right back onto the back line of Jersey. Wow, dominating showing coming out of Houston so far. They look very close knit. They look very strong. We got a game on our hands.
I think we certainly do here. What an absolute hold here coming out so far.
I mean, if you're in the URMR general server, you got to spam that GIF. I know you have it, bio. Kwong on Magneto aware. I mean, he's showing everybody why he's a top 20. But House picking up too much for him to chew. He gets walled off from that group coming out of Zamps. Steiner hitting him with that buckshot to the brain, and he falls over. Excuse me. And so does Kwong. And was that ulti enough for Tutty and House Flambeau to do something? And it is! It's a gorgeous hit.
Oh my goodness,
gorgeous Apex Predator.
Tutty,
wow.
5K! 5K!
Wow.
Oh my goodness, Tutty.
They found their footing. They found it. Houston might be flames, if you will. They're on fire. I'm liking this match so far, Runos. They're showing really good restraint for these for these resources from Houston. They're showing how dominant they are when Kwong's in a power position. But Jersey can never be counted out. Never forget that. You know, you got still Prio on that Elsa. They have these ultis coming up from Jersey here. Anything can happen. They only have one Invis ulti, and Remy is not close. Is very close. Excuse me, on that Eternal Bond from that Cloak and Dagger. So we can see anything here.
Quick caster curse Jer. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, I can't. I'm trying. Zam's getting a gorgeous strangling prison. We got that Apex Predator launching.
We caster cursed at Houston.
We might have.
Don't ask us to do anything. Don't ever do it.
Gorgeous team shots.
If you ask us to caster curse somebody, we're gonna caster curse the other team. Don't do it.
And we got Tutty swapping to that amazing neighborhood Spider-Man, trying to get onto point last second, so he get that strange portal off. Does not get there in time. He gets ragdolled around because, you know, Invis is that great of a character, and they don't get the portal off. Yeah.
You see that? You see them trying to call us in for this one? You see Jason trying to call us in? Like we're the backup over here?
Yeah. Little does this guy know. I'm not biased, man. I'm not going to do that.
Who do you think? No. That's what happens. You try to call us in for somebody, we end up caster cursing.
Yeah, we reverse it. Yeah,
that's exactly it.
Who do you think you are, Jason? Come on. Gorgeous ulti coming out of both sides. Oh my goodness. Prio on the back line gets one pickup and immediately falls over. Kwong getting that Meteor M slam, dunking it back on Steiner. But Jersey's showing a dominating front, still having that aggression because they have the numbers advantage. They have the health pressure from those tanks. They got to get 3 on that cart. They really want to get around that choke point, fight in that neutral lane, and then they might be better off. We got an Apex Predator coming out of Tutty here, trying to get something off it, see if it sticks, and it does. He gets the entirety of the backline into that mouth of that Apex Predator Galtrax, and he gets a big old chomp, taking out 4.
Delicious. 1 minute left.
1 minute. It could be make or break for either side. Both supports on both teams having those ultis. We got double Eternal Bonds coming out. We got that vortex, that veil, if you will, from that invis. It could still be anyone's game.
It could be. It sure could be.
All that matters here is who gets those picks off first, who gets the things that matter. Jersey's going to lead in with that Eternal Bond. Prio leading in with that Apex Predator. The Glarchox, and then we got the Meteor M coming out, Sweet Seraphim, getting no value off it, nothing off that Apex Predator. We got the Squirrel Stampede getting no value as well. Ooh, and now we're in a Brawl Fest. Kava getting focused really hard with that gorgeous Veil coming out of Remy onto the backline of Jersey. Zam's trying to get a Tangling Prison, does not get a lot for it, and Jersey scrambling to stay on here. They got 12 seconds left to get onto points. And I do not think they will make it on time. Unless...
Do they?
Unless, no.
Oh,
not
no.
enough. Not enough.
Check Tutty's PC. Alright, PC checkers, go get them. 71 meters. That is not that far.
But this first hold, very crucial from Jersey. This first push, very crucial from Houston. A lot of teams get stuffed out here on attack in this defense-sided map on this first point. Is Houston going to be able to break them down early? Or, or is you're going to just put up that iron wall?
Oh my goodness.
This is a bloodbath. We knew it was going to be an absolute slaughter on both sides. And they are giving us the show, if you will, that we were asking for. This is exactly what URMR is all about. This is what we love to see, Two powerhouses, two titans of the industry, if you will, going absolutely crazy. You love to see it.
I mean, at this point, if you're Houston, talk about yours to lose. I mean, that's it.
That's it. That is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can't say anymore. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say anymore.
Can't. Yeah. That's it.
I can't. If you're Houston, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, Kawong swapping to that Magneto really was the make or break for Houston. He's showing why he is known for this character in the big scene, and it's looking strong. It's looking strong for them.
I mean, they're trying to get the early picks now. At this point, if you're Jersey, you need everything in your bag of tricks. You don't want this series to go out.
Yeah, you want to shut this down here. You want to snuff out this flame, if you will, early on.
See what you did there.
House trying to show the power of that tank pool, going for that off angle, but Prio on the Elsa saying, no, my character is everywhere, anywhere at once. Ooh, but Zam's taking too much damage, falling apart, getting thrashed, if you will. Now Jersey's in scrambles. They're falling apart. House dropping that quiz, coming out here early on, trying to do something. Is it enough? It might be. Zam's dying early on, lets them get that portal off. They might be able to get that retake with that invisible boundary from Jersey. Ooh, but we have these Turtle Bond coming out of Houston very early on. Here comes that invisible boundary. Goldfish trying to farm up that ulti. Apex Predator coming out of Tutty as well. Doesn't kill anything. It does push Zamps off a point though. Goldfish very close to the ulti. Very close, but he's not close enough. Apex Predator coming out from Trio. Not getting any picks on the side of Jersey. And Houston is smothering them.
I mean, there definitely was an attempt, but at this point, 502 time bank. There's no way. There's just no way.
Jersey has to win about 5 or 6 fights in a row. Guaranteed to win this. They have to. If they don't, it's over. Just simple as. No caster curse. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Oh.
And Baker pauses.
And we get a pause coming out of Houston.
Sauce, can we get a reason on that?
Oh,
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 they
oh,
can't. Why?
oh,
What?
oh,
Seraphim is initiating.
oh, oh.
Zamps has initiated the pause.
Okay, okay.
Any word on what's going on?
Okay.
Okay.
We good. We good. All right.
No definitive answer as to why that pause was initiated. I see. Okay. Well, we are back. Kowong is reinitiated, and I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, if Houston sells this series is over, and it would be an absolute heartbreak for them, especially with what they have here going on. But massive damage coming out from Jersey as Tutty goes down to Steiner. Steiner with a 2, Zamps with a 3rd, and Cav is going to clean up. That's going to be about it there for that Houston push. Exactly what Jersey need. Quick fights, send them back to spawn, slowly farm up your ults, and then cycle efficiently.
Jersey dropping the Eternal Bond very early on there to make sure they can hold this space effectively against this Houston roster. Farm up ultis, farm up damage, farm up everything. We have this Hypno coming out. This Hypnosis coming out of Baker, trying to grab something, trying to look at those backliners. May really be strong here. Ooh, Steiner getting a gorgeous ulti onto the backline of Houston. Womboing with that Kraken impact, but that mastery of that M coming out here from Kowong, killing Jersey's back. Killing 2 from Jersey. Sweet Seraphim looking for something as well with his ulti, and it now is a absolute brawl. They're falling on the ground, falling apart. Yeah,
this is it.
Is up.
They need to regroup. They need to regroup and regroup fast. It has to be about a half regroup here, but Steiner's going to be picked. That's going to be a massive pick there for Houston, and they're going to take it. They're just going to take this map, and I just made so many channel points. It's absolutely ridiculous. I bet 2,000. There were only 2,200 in the pot on the side of Houston, and there were 21,000 something points on favor of Jersey.
Those were almost all mine.
Another great investment for me. I mean, I'm
broke. Thank you, Runas. Thank you. I'm broke. Those are almost all my points on the side of Jersey. I'll let it slip.
This is what happens when Tutty takes that that map MVP away from Prio. Good stuff from Tutty there. Thank you very much. Houston making me some money.
I mean, look at the stats. I mean, they don't lie. Kowong said, all right, I'm done having fun, done playing around. Let me lock in here. And he locks in the Magneto and shows a dominating fight, dominating win for Houston. Another 5 Rooney. He's a man of his words. Biotonic, Biotin, that Portland demon himself, Bio. We appreciate those 5 stones, those 5 marbles, those 5 tombstones, maybe even 5 flames, if you will. We appreciate that, buddy.
30,000 channel points, baby. And Jason and myself, Jason just made 11,200 channel points off of a 200 channel point investment. I made 30,000 off of a 2,000 investment. Think about that.
Can we get 5 big booms for those 5 big subs from Biotin? Oh my goodness. Boom! Boom! Boom!
I'm now at over 60,000 channel points on the URMR channel.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh,
not bad.
Wow.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Saucepan, if for those who can't hear, Saucepan making 80K off of a 1,000 investment on UR Overwatch. It's okay. It's okay. I think this is probably one of the biggest bank outs that we've had, though. In at least you know. I know I didn't. I only got 3.6K profit. My bad. I'm sorry. I think I got like 36K or something like that. I don't know. Something crazy.
Love gambling as long as it's for United Rogue.
Channel points.
Yes, United Rogue channel points.
Only channel points.
Only channel points. You overbetted and stole my points.
Buy the journey for me, Mr. Moneybags. Okay. All right. How about you talk to Anonymous Gifter? It sounds like you'd be a bigger fan. But Bionic, appreciate you for those gift subs, man. You're the real goat here. All this other stuff, this is meaningless. Giving us money, that's where it's at.
Thank you is indeed the truth.
Can we get 5 big booms, please? For each one of Bionic's gift subs.
You like that one? That was pretty odd, huh? That was pretty on the timing, huh? We got a museum coming out here from Jersey. They love this map. This map falls right into their category.
My least favorite map, by the way. My
really?
Personal least favorite
this is
map.
the best map in the game. This is the best map in the game now.
I hate it
really?
so much.
Oh, Runos. It's
It
the
reminds
most
me. It
Overwatch
reminds me of those like custom COD maps, and I hate them.
It is. It's literally Museum is literally an Overwatch map, and that's why it's the best map in Marvel Rivals. It's so good.
We love money. All right, Jason. All right, buddy. Get out of here. These are jumping booms in the chat.
We love money. That's true.
Get out of here.
It's true.
Oh, it's not our owner. That's not our owner. It's somebody else.
That's some random guy. That's how everybody knows. We got the same bands coming out here from both sides. You know, Houston said, "Hey, we take out that Loki. They look a little bit weaker. We take out that or we save that tank pool. We're allowed to have more fun." But Jersey not banning that tank pool, not saving that Loki might bite them in the butt here because they know what they can and cannot play. And right now, it's looking like Houston found out what they can and cannot play, and they are going to run with it.
I mean, at this point, Jersey's like, I promise you right now that all the fun's gone out the window. There's no more messing around. They want to put Houston to sleep.
Yeah, they see Kwong on his main role, his main character. They know it's lock-in time, it's game time. They're ready. You know, they're ready for this one.
I mean, the question is, are they going to let it happen?
It's true.
Are they going to let this continue? No Mac ban.
I think they're more worried about something like an Invis. Because Ad Taiso did look pretty strong on it. I'm not going to say, you know, his Loki is worse than his Invis or vice versa. But from him so far this season, not the series, Ad Taiso does look very good on that Invis. So getting it out of the way is very smart from this Jersey lineup.
Could be exactly what they need. Could be exactly what they need.
But the issue with these bans here, Runos, is it only leaves up one of the two even good supports, and then one bad one from both sides. So we have the Luna, which, you know, she's more of a wombo tool now than anything else nowadays. We have the Cloak and Dagger, who's, you know, the strongest support in the game right now. Both sides are running the same thing, because, you know, at that point, what do you run? And yeah, we're gonna see an interesting one from both teams here. You know, you got Houston with the tried and true triple tank lineup coming out here. Excuse me. And Jersey doing the same thing again. Only differences on the backside, you know. And now Zamps is no longer on the group. He's going to try to play something he could get a lot of damage off. Something he can really make these tanks uncomfortable with. And he's on that Emma. Matching Playmaker Baker, if you will, on that Emma.
I don't want to hear it, by the way, in chat. Nope. The Houston roster, the OG Houston roster, season 3 or 4, whatever it was, Ruby still better. Still best roster to ever exist in all of United Rogue in any title.
No.
Oh,
Season 1, Portland, and it's not even close.
No,
we had the dream team. We were on a spree.
You guys didn't have the record. Not like us.
7-1. Come on, man.
Flawless season. We didn't drop a map.
What was that? Overwatch?
Yeah. Regular season or playoffs.
Ooh.
Never been recreated in any title.
Got a lot of damage coming out here from both sides. Oh my goodness.
There's neutral game right now. We're sitting neutral game.
Yeah, this damage on both sides.
Both these teams are just playing peak right now.
But both teams do also get both ultis extremely early on. Kwong looking for that Magneto mastery of the M, trying to slam dunk onto Goldfish, does not get it off. Tyson dropping off his Eternal Bond as well. Senior picking up an early pick onto Tutty. Kava getting taunted in the backline from House with that taunt, you know, that big old pop quiz, if you will, or excuse me, taunt, if you will. And then they have to slow things down with this Luna ulti from that judge jury. But it's okay because Jersey says that we got all the ultis, we got everything, and here comes a perfect kite angle from Houston. They kite it all out, but they're starting to fall apart now. They might have went too far back because the neutral game from Jersey is really strong, Arunos. It's a lot of damage coming down this lane.
I mean, we've seen it before. If you try to go ahead and just play Jersey out in open spaces, right? Just sit there and try to wail on them. They're gonna absolutely smoke you.
We're getting a touch coming out here from Houston. Kwong falling, as well as Feener. Tutty picking him up. We got that powerful Emma ulti coming out here. We got that Hypno looking for something here, trying to get everybody into his trance. It almost works, but Kava gets a last second ulti off to buy as much time and play his life as perfectly as possible. Prio picking up Ad Tyso, so no ulti coming out of Houston, and as of yet on the sports side of things, Tutty looking for that ulti, that legendary coming out of that Star-Lord. It does not get any picks because Goldfish coming with that Eternal Bond last second when it was mattered and needed most. They might get this big stagger on Ad Tyso here. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Oh, wow. It's an absolute slugfest, bloodbath brawl right now. This neutral game is uncontested from Jersey. They look unstoppable. Houston needs to make a change, and they need to do it quick.
I mean, it was absolutely wild wild before, but Tutty getting caught out, and Houston's just not able to keep their team together right now.
I mean, we just said it. We just said don't meet him on the neutral game. Tutty comes out with a gorgeous rollout, nonetheless. I will not take that away from him, but he immediately gets put on a t-shirt. Prio going for that Apex Predator on the backline, picking up everybody, and the rest of his team's there to help him out, but Remy trying to ulti, and it's too long and too late, and buckshot roulette from Steiner right into that Dancing Queen, and she falls over.
Dancing Queen, you don't have Luna Snow ult anymore, which you really needed and would really be nice to have.
You're hitting that one, buddy. Yeah. We got this hypnotic trance coming out of Zamps to try to stuff this choke point, really trying to close this opposition here from Houston, and it's working swimmingly. Yeah, they're coming in one at a time, falling apart. House trying to get out 1 HP, so is Remy. It does not matter. They're going to pick him up. They're going to stagger him out, and they're going to fall down like dominoes.
I mean, absolutely wild stuff, but Jersey's just playing the marathon game at this point.
You know, and attack is really strong on this map, Arunos, and these first 2 points. It gets really hard at this point because there's so many defensive angles you can hide out, and there's so many, like, choke points, and as well as you having to sit inside that inflatable cart to push it at all. You know, Jersey could see a slowdown of momentum if Houston picks it up early here and figures out what they need to do.
Crazy stuff.
Ooh, double Eternal Bond coming out. Steiner trying to pick up Ad Tyso, but instead gets picked up from Ad Tyso and falls completely apart. That Meteor M coming out of Sweet Seraphim does not get a pickup, but Zamps does get the pickup onto Baker when he's trying to get the Hypno. We got that Apex Predator coming out of Tutty, gets nothing for it. That's very unlucky for him. Kava walking forward with his team with this Luna ulti here. We got Prio said it's my turn for this Apex Predator, and he gets 2 for it. And they fall down like dominoes again from Houston. They need to come together and need to get a nice reset angle here and stop trickling in and staggering one at a time if they want to see some type of chance of winning these next fights.
I mean, this is just they're about to have an over 2-minute time bank at the end of the match, at the end of the push, if they're not going to go ahead and take this quick.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really dominant showing here from Jersey. Steiner trying to get that Judge Jury, and he does. He gets it off perfectly, as well as Zance with that Wamo. That Hypnosis is gorgeous. They're playing line of sight perfectly. They're slaughtering the opposition. They're coming out like fish in a barrel, if you will, and they get the point. Wow. Very strong attack.
I mean, it might be one of the most dominant time banks I think we've ever seen on this map. Granted, this map hasn't been out for very long, but it is wild.
Arunos, how does it make you feel, all right, that we're going to be going into playoffs and after break, right? And after break, a Black Cat or White Fox will be in, and or maybe a new map, so we'll have to learn even more things to say. Even more call-outs, if you will. We're having more to get into that vocabulary, more on our plates and our book. Coming very soon, Arunos. It's coming very soon.
I mean, it's I don't even know what to say here on the side of Houston. You just have to play the most aggressive you ever have.
They have to. They need space and they need it quickly. They need damage and they need it quickly.
They need to. You know what they need to do? They need to play slightly ahead. They need to get into the back line and then maintain space slightly ahead of the payload for the entire way through. Because basically, in order to even come close, I'm not even saying match, right? I'm saying come anywhere even in the same universe as that time bank, you need to just basically walk that thing all the way through.
Yeah, they can't get stalled out a single second here. Every second.
Yeah, but they need to go right through and play ahead of it the whole time. Just not behind of it, but ahead of it. I know that seems insane, but
it's really hard here for attack on this map. This map is so defense-sided these first couple points, and Tutty getting an amazing pick on Steiner very, very early on.
They're doing it.
They are doing it. They do still have a soul bond here. Ooh, but Zam's getting a gorgeous E there onto Playmaker Baker and dropping him down, and the soul bond's a second too late from the House MD Doctor himself. They have to stay here and wait for their other tank to come back now, or they cannot do anything. Gorgeous choke slam from Zams on that Emma, getting another pick. Steiner falling through on everything that Zams is laying up for him. He's throwing it at the wall, and Steiner's sticking it down like a dartboard. And Houston has to do an immediate retake, an immediate reset, and go back to spawn.
I mean, this just isn't what you want to see at all. If you're Houston, if you're a Houston fan, you know, not what you want to see. This is really bad. Jersey getting that space and now being able to poke out pretty much to your spawn.
I don't like the comp either, Runos. On attack, triple attack, triple support, if you will. Especially with Mantis and Adam, you know, that's all that damage. All that damage, but they're not doing enough of it quickly enough and not grabbing the space like you said. You know, they're just... Oh, but Remy does get a pick early on onto Steiner, so this could be what they need. Very smart Eternal Bond coming out of Goldfish on the side of Jersey, and Adsaito matching up with it. There's no Soul Bond on Houston no more. Can this big M be big out of Sweet Seraphim? And it is! It's humongous, getting one onto Tutty. Sam's making sure that House MD cannot walk away for free on that Adam and try and get a res play off. And they have to reset again.
It's a respawn simulator. They're just being held right outside of their spawn, and it is a disaster. It is an absolute disaster.
This is a disaster, and they can't try something so new so late in the game, Arunos. We're at match point. You know, every map is the last map for you. You know, you can't try something new here.
I mean, it's just less than 2 minutes on the clock now. You have less time in the time remaining than they do in their time bank.
Correct. Yeah. We got both judge juries coming out here. We have an Apex Predator coming out of free onto the back line, trying to get something. It does not work, but it's okay because Cedar said, I'm going to follow up with you. I'm still here. Don't you worry. Tutty ulting last second to try and get enough damage off. Try to survive. Try to play life. But it might be too late because now Kawong is down as well. But Tutty and Goldfish actually picking up 2 here. So they do win the fight. Goodness. Wow.
I mean, at this point, you're fighting from the back foot, but at least you're fighting.
Right. They do have to remember, though, with all these swaps, Arunos, they're just like in Overwatch. You lose your ulti percentage, you drop down. Tutty going for a long peek and getting picked up. I mean, come on, with a minute less on the clock, you can't be doing risky plays like this. That's a scary position for Houston already.
I mean, this is... At this point, it's a disrupt game. Can they go ahead and keep this back line out of the fight long enough? I mean, the Venom, not a bad pick here from House, but Baker's gonna go down. Baker
does fall early on to this fight. Both Eternal Bonds coming out from both teams. Kawong will have this Luna Snow ulti. He will have this dance-off, if you will.
30 seconds on the clock. 30 seconds on the clock.
Sweet Saracen picking up Tutty on that off angle. Again, House MD trying to dive the back line, but he's getting
caught out. He's going to die.
Ooh, yeah, he's getting shredded out.
Good stuff.
Playing life perfectly here, but Jersey has 2 ultis to answer this Luna Solo
15
push.
seconds.
Judge Jury coming up here. We got they're gonna try to keep Cena up here, and they cannot. He gets dark on his failed. We got the Sweet Seraphim. Humongous Apex Predator with that Sweet Seraphim ulti from that Magneto M, that Mastery of M to make sure nobody can break it.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is going to be Jersey, the Jersey Jackals, taking what could be taking it in emphatic fashion.
The portal might get off. It might. It does not. Jersey Jackals.
Not.
They take it, Arunos. They take it.
They take it in a 3-1 series. The Jersey Jackals beat the Houston Flames to secure the victory.
If I bet, I would have made so much money, but I was broke. I was broke. You guys robbed me game 2. All right, I couldn't bet. You guys robbed me. Alive.
I didn't vote this time, so you wouldn't have gotten me. And Prio, 3 out of 4 matches.
Do we have to talk? Do we have to talk about who it is? Come on. Do we have to talk about? We don't have to. Oh, okay, come on. Give it to the old man. Give it to the guy with the experience. Give it to the Jersey
so
carry.
many times now.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Prio said, play game, win game, pick me, win game. That's him. That's what he's saying in his head right now, by the way. Not in game, not in messages, not anywhere like that. He's just thinking that. And you know what? That confidence, the most humble king, by the way, I know I've ever met. But that's what he's thinking. This guy carries games. This guy wins games. This guy plays hard, and he brings a really tough match for you. If you play against him, you got to give it to him. Come on, Arunos. I mean, come on.
That's it. Number 1 seed.
That's
going to Jersey. They've made it. Fantastic games there coming out of Houston. They really had it strong there. And we saw some incredible showings from both of these teams. But ultimately, you know, as I said before, when it comes down to the wire, when it really gets, you know, into the rough and tumble, the Jersey Jackals reach deep into that bag of tricks and pull out a win.
I mean, they said it best. They said it best in chat. I mean, creepy, shout out, win game, thus said the Prio. That is true. I mean, that is what he's thinking. Another series, another Prio MVP. I mean, this guy is. I love Jersey Jackals. They're all my friends, but this guy is the Jersey Jackal. This is him.
This guy is John Video Game.
This guy's John Video Game. Remember also, like I said at the beginning, when you lose to this guy, everybody, this guy's old, all right? Fellow old man to old man. Me and him are both old. He's old. He's getting that rocker chair.
Same age as you guys
oh,
are.
you little kids need a little butt whooping. And he stands up and he said, I'm coming. Prio, you know, I don't want to glaze too much, but...
You young whippersnappers, I'm going to bend you over my knee and paddle your backside.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Prio. Don't mess with Prio. He'll throw pudding right in your face.
And you know what? If we become a draft, Arunos, mark it here. This series, this cast from Tier
Oh boy! Oh
if we
boy.
become
We're calling it this early.
That guy is first round draft pick. I'm telling you. No matter what happens, the rest of the year, anything.
Oh my goodness.
If we somehow become a draft in the future, Prio is first round draft pick. Clip it right now. I promise you. And if you, Rudos, if you as a captain, right? I'm talking to all you captains watching. Don't pick him first round. I don't know what substances you might be on, but that guy's the GOAT. All right, but let me clap for Houston real quick, so I don't sound like a Glazer for Jersey. I know. Let me clap for Houston. I'm sorry. I love Houston though. I'm sorry. I do. Houston played with heart. They played with heart.
You just put Prio on the draft pedestal before we're even a draft league.
Wait. I love Houston, though. I mean, you can't shut out Houston. I mean, Playmaker Baker playing out of his mind this series. He played out of his mind. His rank does not do him justice. He is playing above his pay grade. He looks disgusting. House still learning that tank pool, but he did his job, and he did it well. And Kwang having to take out the Magneto. Aware. Kwang on Mag. And when they won that map with him on Mag, we know why he's the Magneto. It's just that simple. I mean, Houston tried, and they looked good while doing it. It was a dominating series from Jersey.
Is Kwang Magneto IRL?
Oh, no. Kwang's a young man. No.
He's not Magneto IRL?
No. Kwang's a young man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all he is. He's a young kid. Yeah. No, Kwang's not. He's He's not. Magneto is what is he? You're Lithuanian. What are you again? Because that's what Magneto is.
Magneto is he's Jewish.
Yeah, he's Russian.
He's
well,
he was
or whatever.
he was a German. He was a German or a Polish Jew, I believe it was.
Okay.
Originally.
Yeah, Kawang is not that. Let's just say that. Yeah, Kawang is he's not old, Jewish, or bald. I don't think Magneto's bald. I don't know why I said bald, but there we go. You know, let's get that message across. Oh yeah. He was born in Germany.
I got it. Yep, Ashkenazi Jew, born in Germany in the 1920s. Yep.
Thank you.
Max Eisenhart, Eric Lenscher.
Yep. No, yeah. I mean, don't let it beat you up, Houston fans and Houston players. You played your heart out. You played gorgeous today. I will not lie, and I will not sugarcoat that. But that's the one downside of Houston is their champion pool / roles, if you will. Too many tanks, not enough DPSs, too much fun. I'm never gonna say don't have fun when you lock in a series of Runos, but Jersey, when they lock in, as you saw today, they're not here for fun, they're here to win. And Houston messed around too much with their comps and tried too many new things. I think going forward into playoffs with this break, Houston has to figure out who's playing what, when they're playing it, what compositions they want, and then they might be even a more dominating force to witness, if you will.
I think if they learn anything from today, it's that consistency is key.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Consistency is key, and if they can solidify themselves, get their game plan, find it, and stick with it. That's the biggest thing. I think that Houston has a shot.
Right.
I don't want to go too far, but I think they have a shot. I won't cast or curse them before playoffs even happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason they're number 1 and 2 seed. I mean, there's a reason. And as long as they keep improving and keep going forward, they're going to be amazing.
My goodness. Well, I think we should go ahead and end the stream. At this point, my girlfriend's now decided that she's going to hop in the chat and roast me. But with that, Tier, anything else from you, my guy, before we close out the lights?
Thank you to all the gifters. Thank you to all the subs. Thank you to all the bits, everything, the follows, anything, even just being here. We appreciate you being here. We hope we gave you a good show. We hope you enjoyed both teams playing their hearts out. And we hope you have a great day tomorrow at school, class, work, university, whatever you got going on tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. We do in the caster booth, us on the broadcast side as well. We love you. We appreciate you spending your night with us. I'll have to give it back to Arunos and stop yapping. Thank you guys very much.
From me, as always, a big thank you to our players. A big thank you to Saucepan here on broadcast with us, as always. A big thank you to Tex, Tiervex here on the cast with me. And as always, thank you to all of our dear viewers. We appreciate you all and all of your support that you provide to us. And with that, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching United Rogue Marvel Rivals.
Good night.